And we had a warning at the front door that in case they start breaking into song, whatever happens after that, it's on you guys.
Yeah. Emergency earbuds, all right?
Well, so how's Seattle been for you three so far?
Really nice. Really nice.
Yeah, I love Seattle.
So, your first pony convention. So, how's it, what is, I guess, the emotion so far? What have you taken in the first few hours?
Oh, wow, I love it. I love the energy, the excitement, and it's just really nice to meet all these people that have so much love for this. Yeah, it's great.
It's a lot of fun. So, thank you all for joining us here today at this panel. And, of course, the ladies that have joined us up here. Thank you for being here. It's so exciting to have this panel with all the Dazzlings on stage at once.
First time.
Yeah, it's about time, right?
Yeah, totally.
And how many years?
Too many years. I'm sure somebody is like, well, it's been this many years, this many days, and this many hours, but thanks for asking.
I guess it's about time, right?
Yeah, it's about time.
That's where the real fans shine, when they got down to the milliseconds.
Wow. Yeah.
So this panel we'll be hosting here, but it's also a panel where we want you guys to also be involved. There's a microphone here up on stage. We'll later on here invite you all to make a line organized and calmly. And then you guys can ask questions to the Dazzlings. These questions also will be screened by our friend, I'm not sure where, there he is, the guy in the suit, that's the man. All right? Yeah. That's the unsung heroes of the convention.
How about, speaking of, can we get a round of applause for the staff of Everfree NW? That's some love right there.
I think we should do some proper introductions though, and just go down the row. Kazumi, you want to start things off and share what characters you voice on My Little Pony?
Oh, okay. Hi.
We're here to help you.
My name is...
I got my 3 flashcards.
I have my name. My name is Kazumi Evans, and I voice Adaggio Dazzle for Equestria Girls, Rainbow Rocks, Moon Dancer, and Octavia. And I'm the singing voice of Rarity.
And I'm Maryke Hendrikse, and I've actually never played a pony.
Oh.
Isn't that kind of like, I realized that a couple of conventions ago.
It took you a few.
Yeah, I know, eh? Not the smartest person, obviously, on the panel. So I play Sonata. Yeah. So I'm obviously a little bit like Sonata. And I play Gilda the Griffin. Again, not a pony. That's it. Yeah. Half eagle, half lion. And all awesome, she says.
All awesome.
Not even part pony, you're right. So yeah, no ponies here.
No pony.
Anyway, okay.
Nice.
There you go. That's me. I'm Kaarina, and I voice Aria Blaze for the Rainbow Rocks Equestria Girls, and also Saffron the Sala. Yeah, she cooks.
Well, I gotta know, what's it like voicing villains? How is that different than voicing, let's say, the typical protagonist who's like the local farm boy on an adventure?
The local farm boy? I've never had to play a farm boy. That would be a first. Can I play a farm boy?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's the best being a villain. Just because, yeah, normally, I guess in my voiceover career so far, I usually play like more the ingenue characters. So to have that opportunity and that challenge was really lovely and just really satisfying.
Yeah. Agreed. I did the same thing. I always played like happy, cheerful girls, happy, friendly protagonists, and to play a villain is like awesome. You get to be bad. You get to be bad and say all those things. And Aria's really bad. Yes, she is. Yeah. I actually play villains quite a bit, funnily enough. I play some too. Yeah. I like playing the bad people. It's fun. And I think the thing is about villains, you don't ever apologize for them. You just do what they're doing. Totally. I remember when we first, because Gilda appears first in season 1 of Friendship is Magic. Obviously, you guys know that probably better than me. But, and so the show hadn't aired, right? So I didn't know what was going to happen with the show. It's amazing what has happened with the show. But even when I was recording that episode, and then, you know, obviously she screams at Fluttershy, which is just awful. And even though I didn't know anything about Fluttershy, it hadn't been animated because we recorded the voices first. You know, Andrea's doing this sweet, amazing little voice, and when I, you know, Gilda screams at her, I just thought to myself, that's not going to go over well. But it was fun, even though it's not going to go over well. Anyway.
Andrea walks out, like, crying. You're like, I guess I did a good job.
It's as if 1,000 Bernies screamed out. And they're silent.
But I think what's funny with especially your characters, like you did, you and Diana's characters, they did such a great job of being villains, but at the same time being funny and really lovable, like with Taco Tuesday, stuff like that, right? Like I think that they did a really good balance.
Well, I was gonna ask Maryke, if a Tuesday goes by where someone doesn't remind you what you've said.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm often on Twitter, like I tend to forget about it for like a month and then come back and try and catch up, and it never works. But yeah, and the funny thing was, when we recorded that, I didn't know, well, of course you never know what's going to happen, right, with anything that you do, but there's a restaurant in Vancouver, it's called Taco Time, and they have Taco Tuesdays. So I just thought it was kind of an inside Vancouver joke, which it actually could very well be. But it's turned into this whole thing, so I didn't think anything of it when I recorded that line. It was just like, it was Taco Tuesday, because, oh yeah, well, that makes sense. Anyway, so yes, I often get reminders on Tuesdays. And every now and again, when I make tacos at home, and every now and again, my husband's like, it's Tuesday. He remembers more than I do.
Always there to remind.
Well, talking about recording, do you guys record together when it came to the Dazzlings? Or was it remote?
We did.
Okay, how was that? Was there energy bouncing off the walls?
Oh yeah, it was such a fun session, and just you know, you
hypnotize people listening.
Yes, I'd like to think so. They're all asleep. No, it was so much fun, and it just bouncing off one another and just ruining takes because we'd laugh because one of them would do something really funny. So I don't know. I find just when we get to record together, you just use each other's energy, and that's when the script comes alive.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes one thing, we know that for the most part, improvising isn't a big part of the job. They'll have their story, they'll have pretty much a direction.
Right.
But is there anything that you guys can recall that like was improvised and it's like, oh, hey, that actually made it through? I know this is sometimes a memory question.
I don't think we didn't improvise anything, but I remember we did have to make the bad singing.
Is that difficult
when
to do?
they were like, yeah, there's like a moment where we sing we lose our power, and they were like, you have to just sing together really badly as best as you can. Yeah, sing badly as best you can. Yes, which is actually these two are both really good singers, so that's kind of interesting. Well, you too.
Yeah.
You too. And I can carry a tune, not like you guys. Anyways, yes, but we were like, okay, let's try and sound as horrible as we can.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Well, it's funny because we have some experience doing improv shows like a Who's Line, and sometimes we'll cast, like we'll have a piano player, and we'll cast a joke to this, and you know, they're typically good piano players, and we'll be like, all right, you're going to play terrible. And then they start playing, and you're like, this is 10 times better than I can do. So since you guys are good singers, was there anything like that was like a little bit like, oh, I was never supposed to do this while doing like the bad singing scene, but here I am doing it now?
No, it was like relishing the bad joy and
Finally.
Yes, it's sound as bad as you can.
They just wake you up in the morning and be like, sing. Okay.
Pretty much.
I can't remember.
I don't remember. Let's bring it back, actually. I want to know more about the beginning of your careers as voice actors. Can each one of you share with us the first role you had and how you got to it and where it took you?
Yeah.
The
first role that I did was for an anime called Ranma One Half, and I was Lychee in the movie Big Trouble in Little China, and I think I was like 15 or 16 at the time, and it was awesome. And it was ADR, so that's something totally different, where in My Little Pony we do prelay, where we voice the script right there, but ADR you record to a pre-existing, already animated, you know, you're nodding. So it was really, really fun, especially that young, to be like, match the lips and do all this fun stuff. So that was my first one. I loved it. It was awesome, and I think Terry was the director. Yeah. That's amazing.
Now, was voice acting something you always wanted to do, or is it something you stumbled into?
I always wanted to do it, but I didn't pursue it. It just stumbled into it.
Really?
Yeah, so
How'd that
it was like,
happen?
because I was my acting agent, I was in for regular acting, and they just called me up one day and said, "We have an audition for you for a cartoon," and I was like, "Yes, that's the best thing ever." So it's my favorite.
Very good. Awesome.
Yeah.
My first voice, it was actually sort of more voice-over than voice acting. You'll understand what I mean when I explain. It was actually for this is how long ago it was. It was a tape.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ancient technology.
What's that?
What's a tape? I know.
Hey.
I know what it is.
And it was actually to accompany a medication for young girls. And so I explained some of the mythology around the medication. And so they were going to listen to it before they took their medication. So
Please tell me you use your Gilda voice for that.
Or Sonata completely dumbly. And my first cartoon was I think it was the series called Blaster's Universe, and I played GC, was an alien. That's my first cartoon job.
My first voiceover job, cartoon, everything was My Little Pony.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was. I was 19 years old, and I was doing theater. Yeah, and my agent who represented me for film and TV and theater at the time, he's like, "Oh, are you interested in doing voiceover work?" And I said yes. Sounded great. Didn't know anything about it. Didn't even think it was a career option. And then this audition came along, and I went to Daniel Ingram's apartment at the time. And he just hooked me up to a microphone. He's like, "Okay, here's a theme song." He played it for me a few times, and he's like, "I want you to sing it." And I was actually originally auditioning for Twilight Sparkle's singing voice. And so then after I did my audition, he's like, "Oh, you know what, you would actually suit this character called Rarity, I think, a little bit better." And I was just like, "Oh, not knowing who Rarity was." I was like, "Okay, yeah, cool, yeah." And a couple weeks go by, and then my agent said, "Oh, you're on My Little Pony." And I loved My Little Pony growing up, so I was ecstatic. So
and then all this happened.
Yes, and here we are now.
What have you done?
Daniel. So that was my introduction to voiceover. And a happy introduction it was.
All right, at this point, we're going to head and start lining people up calmly in an orderly fashion here in front of the microphone.
And we're going to do it down the